All right. Hello. We are here today doing our little podcast for the class.
I'm Cherry.
I'm Owen, and we are going to be talking about AI and how that is going to be affecting our lives in the future and how it relates to media law and a bunch of other things, hopefully. I think it is important to think about how AI will be ever evolving and changing alongside of us, and how we as people are going to have to adapt to that change and become more ingrained with AI. Because I think that's the future that I see. It's going to be an AI world. Do you have any concerns with that? I fear.
I have a lot of concerns and a lot about that. Um, I think you're definitely right. Like that shit's coming whether you want it to or not. I'm definitely concerned about it because I feel like it can get really dangerous. I think that sometimes it's not bad. Like because like you can do it to like revise papers or like little menial tasks that it doesn't really matter. But it's becoming so advanced to the point where it started to replace jobs. Like, part of me has a glimmer of hope because I'm a silver lining person where you still need a person to put those inputs in. You
Yeah.
can't put it, they can't input into itself. And you still need to be able to refine it and edit it. Like, because AI can only do so much. And maybe one day you won't need to edit it, but
Yeah.
like people will still have to put the inputs.
Yeah. Like, for how long are we going to yell at the AI that works at McDonald's because it got my order wrong? Because at some point you're not going to be able to tell. You're going to go through the drive-through and you're just going to say, "Oh, that's my order," and it went perfect. It,
The
it's
pharmacy.
it's it's going to be very different, and I think that unless we make some sort of AI regulations to prevent that, I feel like it's just going to take over almost every aspect of our lives, because I can see AI being implemented in almost everything today, whether it should or not, because there's always going to be someone who wants to make money off of that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of corporations are seeing this as a way to get free labor. And something that I think really stuck out to me too with this that explains it really well is something that Eden said yesterday in class, where she was like, people will choose convenience over human beings. And that's, I think, kind of the root of the issue with AI. AI itself isn't doing any of this to us. It didn't ask to be made, but people are using it. They know the risks, they know what it's doing to the environment, and they keep using it because it's convenient.
Right. So, am I going to have to never talk to a human ever again in the future if I don't want to? I don't know if that's a future I want to live in.
So it sounds so bad, actually.
Uh,
I don't
depending on
like
who you're
people.
talking to.
Yeah.
I just think that there should be something to prevent that from happening. As people, we have to think of what we need and what is actually necessary. Because I don't think that the person working at McDonald's should lose their job because an AI can do it. I don't think that's something that we want or need. Like, I want to say there's like a nostalgia for just interacting with humans at this point. It's weird.
That's terrifying. Like, I think nowadays we have to make it a point to center human interaction rather than it just happening naturally now. Because I think that before you could just go out and meet people and like be friends, and now you have to like really put in the effort.
Right.
Like,
I just want to think about, since this is a law class, kind of trying to tie it into like how this affects our First Amendment and how AI can be used nefariously. For example, if I were to generate a deep fake saying pretending to be Mr. Balderas saying there's no class on Wednesday and finals are canceled. Like, there's nothing stopping me from doing that and publishing that. And if there were laws saying I couldn't do that, that would directly go against my First Amendment to have free speech.
Wouldn't it technically count as fraud though? A deep fake? No. Well, no, it'd be like impersonation.
Right. What does a deep fake cover? We need to figure that out.
So it's like, would their laws be like only regulating certain things with the deep fakes? Like you can't make like porn and like crazy things with people, or like would it be like no deep fakes, period? If they didn't say it, they didn't say it, you know?
Yeah. It's just interesting to think of how our previous frameworks have put us in kind of a pickle, to say, regarding AI, because there's no way we could have thought of AI previously until now. So it's very interesting to see how previous laws and rules of American society have prevented us from making these changes that the majority of people want to see. Right.
And that ties into one of the cases, like your case that we talked about, which was Burrow Giles, oh God, Lithographic Co. versus Cerrone, where it's like, what is a picture? And can a picture be copyrighted? But if that's the case, AI isn't using pictures directly, but it is taking bits and pieces of a bunch of pictures without permission to make a new picture, but that picture is still a new picture. How much picture can you legally use to make a new picture before it's copied? You know, like all of that needs to be decided. And it's like a whole thing.
Exactly. With the case on like the cameras and is it copyright, it's very interesting now that people want to say that you shouldn't be able to copyright AI creations because you didn't do all these things. You didn't write the music. You didn't draw the picture. You didn't write the play. It's funny how people were saying all these things when previously we have made tools that will do these things for us. Like you used to have to paint pictures. There was nothing out there that could have taken pictures with a camera. You used to have to make records and vinyls. There was nothing out there that could record audio like the same way, you know?
I don't know. I kind of feel like we shouldn't be able to copyright AI low key because like even with the photography, you have to set up the camera and do all the angles and the lighting. And ChatGPT, I just feel like generate an image of this for me.
Yeah.
And it does all the lighting and the angles and the work.
Yeah, but it's just a new tool like that's simplifying things for people. I have a friend who wants to make a video game and he doesn't want to do all the coding himself, so he's going to generate the code. He doesn't want to make all the artwork himself, so he's going to generate the artwork. It's a tool that he's using to create a final product that is inherently his and it's his idea, but he's using these new tools. And I feel like a lot of people think that way, but at the same time, a lot of people have the opposite opinion of saying none of that was yours. You didn't do any of the work. Whereas you could argue, yes, this is mine. I prompted this and it came out exactly as I wanted.
I definitely see both sides of that. And I see that in real life too, people arguing about it. I think too what it boils, I don't want to say it boils down to this, but like people will see someone make, like, for example, your friend having AI do the artwork, which would in like a lot of people talk about like, oh, that's taking jobs away from artists, away from coders. And like, yeah, like doing all that code's probably a huge pain in the ass. Like but you know, like that's what kind of like where I think a lot of the like I don't want to say negativity, but the discomfort and I don't like AI sentiments come from.
It's just insane how many jobs are potentially affected by AI and how I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a job after college or for long at least because I want to work with data and AI is really good at that, you know? Is my job just going to be an AI prompter? I'm not sure if I want to do that for the rest of my life.
But will
You
you
know?
have a choice?
Exactly.
Will it be AI prompter or live on the street?
I think the future of jobs is just going to be trades. Like,
Oh yeah.
until we have robots to build things for us,
Yeah.
I'm very concerned that I made the wrong choice because I wanted to be an electrician at one point.
Well,
So
it would have been
I'm
useful.
concerned that I made the wrong choice and didn't go to trade school, and
Yeah.
instead I'm going to end up with a degree that's going to get me a job as an AI prompter for the rest of my life. I think the future depends on people who know how to have these human talks, how to communicate and be present like we were in class on Monday. I think our future depends on people who don't want to make sacrifices for our humanity just for convenience. And we need to be vocal and understand how we can use our knowledge of the law and our knowledge as college educated people to make positive changes that will impact the future of our society and for the better.
Yeah.
Regarding, especially for AI, it's going to be a part of our life. I know this for a fact. It's going to be something that we have to deal with, but we need to shape that into something that is beneficial rather than something that is taking away from the human experience.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that, we as people simultaneously we need to learn to adapt to this new world and fight back against the negative aspects of it. Like getting some laws in place. Like I know like me as an individual, I'm not a lawmaker, but we can call our representatives or like call to action, stuff like that. Um, if that is something that, like you feel is passionate, that you're passionate about. And I think also we as people, like Professor Balderas mentioned, like focus on like real life. Like look up from your phone and like see people in real life. Like don't bring the phone. And focus on those real human connections that you cannot get with that you can't get from the computer. And that's something that we as individual human beings are going to have to like actually focus on. And that's a little change that anyone can do individually, you know.
Yeah.